Hi, this is Shelley Seven with Matchmaker Sports Media. We're here today in Upland, California at Upland High School with head football coach, Coach Tim Salter. Coach, how are you doing today?
Doing fine. A little bit breaking the heat makes it a little bit better. It's probably just in the high 90s, not in the 100s, so we're okay.
Yeah, definitely a lot cooler out today than it has been.
Yeah, it's been a tough camp as far as the weather goes. It has.
Well, have you been dealing with the heat all summer? Tell me what you've been doing for your summer plans.
Well, we've worked real hard this summer. The kids came back into camp in real good shape. So we practiced late in the evening, early in the morning, and so they avoided the real extreme weather, but it's been tough.
Coach, tell me a little bit about how your summer went.
Well, we had a good summer. We were in a lot of passing tournaments this summer, won multiple tournaments. Kids weightlifted real hard all summer, and when we came back into fall camp, everybody seemed to be in pretty good shape.
Let me ask you a question. Over the summer, you've lost a handful of players, right? Graduated,
yes,
gone on to college, and you're rebuilding your team. How are you looking at your team that's coming in?
Well, offensively, we sort of build it now around the quarterback. Last year, we had exceptional tailback in Dante Abram, great fullback, Christian Powell, and so we're heavy on the run game. Still might run the ball a lot this year, but it's going to be built more around what Nate Romine can do and how we can protect him, and so you will see his role really expand this year.
We truly are behind your quarterback, Nate Romine, and feel that he's definitely very skilled and talented. As far as the receivers, you lost a couple of receivers, one good one we know, but tell me what receivers that you're going to be working with this year.
Well, James Johnson is coming off shoulder surgery, and so James is now cleared. We expect James to have a really good year. We have Russell Belcher back that played for us last year, Travis Hills. We have a transfer from Alameda, Jeff Farrar, who once his hamstring heals up, we think should be an exceptional receiver for us. We have Anthony Romero, who was a tight end for us last year. You'll see Anthony play both tight end and slot receiver. And of course we have Joe Mathis, who will play offense as well.
Now with the kids coming back from this past summer and off season, many of them got some training in or played on a 7-on-7 team. First, let me ask you, how do you feel about the 7-on-7 teams that are out there?
Well, what happened, I thought, is we won tournaments this year, especially early in the summer. The kids had played so many on different 7-on-7 teams that when we took them back at the beginning of summer, we had real success. And I think they'd already been in big tournaments, they'd already played in tournaments, so we were probably farther ahead of the curve this year than we have been over the last couple of years.
Some coaches believe in that, 7-on-7 teams are helpful, and some college coaches look at some 7-on-7 film, but there's some people that are against it, some coaches. How do you feel about it personally?
Well, I'll be honest with you, at first I wasn't sure I was for it, but then what I realized is the kids seem to be enjoying having fun away from us in the summer, or away from us in the off season. So really what it became was almost like travel basketball, where the kids had an opportunity to come together. I did notice when kids from other schools started coming together, I was a little worried about that at first, but what I saw were kids just respecting each other's talent and enjoying each other's talent. So my attitude has really changed about it because I've seen how much our kids enjoy it.
As far as the student athletes training, do you feel it's in their best interest as far as trying to obtain a scholarship to do the weightlifting and some speed training, or how do you feel that they should use that time to utilize, take time off, or how do you feel about that?
Well, I think for this, I always promote kids going into other sports when they're in high school. So you've seen kids play football, basketball, football, track, football, baseball. For those kids, they're probably going to get training from their high school coaches for the entire school year. For the kids that do not play other sports and choose not to play other sports, where the 7-on-7 tournaments and the ability to compete year-round outside of the school has really benefited those kids. So for those, like I said, for those that don't partake in other sports at school, I think it's a real benefit to them.
Going into this season, before we head in that direction, let's take a step back and look at your CIF semifinals. You guys went 12-1 for the season. Tell me a little bit about what you feel happened in that last game, or what you could have changed to change the outcome of it.
Well, I think we lost the game for a lot of different reasons, but the glaring one was special teams. That I thought for the first 12 games of the season, we played better on special teams than all the teams we played against. But I think in that game, clearly, Vista Murrieta outplayed us on special teams, and every time it seemed to me that we were going to mount a charge to try to close the gap, they did something exceptional on special teams that opened the game back up for them. So they're an outstanding defense and an outstanding offense, but when you're on the road playing against a good team on the road, you have to win special teams, and we didn't do it.
I see. And so taking that information and moving to this season, what will you do different so you're prepared whether you're at home or on the road?
Well, I think we just convinced the kids that the importance of special teams in them, because that creates field position. And we lost field position in that game a number of times because of special teams. And so, you know, you can talk to the kids till you're blue in the face about those kind of things, but when they finally live through it, I think the ones that are back from last year's team now really understand, when I talk to them like I talk every week, that they must win the battle on special teams. So we're going to just move forward with greater energy in that area.
So what are your goals then, now coming to date? What are your goals for this coming season?
Well, we have a real simple goal first. I mean, this first game is against Muir in a couple of days. Defensively, we want to line up correctly. We want to make sure that we're aligned correctly to their formations and that we're doing our assignment right. Offensively, we want to hang on to the ball, not turn the ball over. We want to be able to run the ball, pass it as well, but eliminate mental mistakes. I'm not going to look beyond the first game, and really with the kids, so many new kids on the offensive line and stuff like that, we're taking it one play at a time and trying to execute that one particular play in hopes that if we do that and execute enough plays and put enough plays together, then we'll score points, create drives, create opportunities to win.
So you mentioned Anthony Romero. You got a couple of different places for him to play at. Tell me a little bit about how you take a look at him and decide what's best for him or where you want to play him this season.
Well, Anthony probably has the most experience outside of James Johnson in running routes, catching the ball in varsity games. So, plus Anthony's a big receiver that's tough enough to play tight end, but also can play a split end, slot receiver. So we plan on moving him all over the place. He has a real high football IQ. He knows routes, he knows defensive coverages, he knows how to get open. And I suspect that in the very toughest of games, he'll probably play his best.
Let's talk a little bit about a player that we think might be a sleeper on the field, and that's Travis Hills. He has been working hard all summer and working out with his quarterback, Nate Remine. Tell me a little bit about what you feel that you've seen Travis come back this season.
Well, Travis has always worked hard. He's never not worked hard. What I've noticed from Travis this summer going into this camp is he's always been a good route runner. He's really improved his routes. He is really good at getting in and out of breaks. It's separation because he runs his routes so well. A very knowledgeable player, understands the offense real well, but probably is as good as a route runner as anybody we have on the team, and probably better than most at getting in and out of breaks.
You're starting this season with a veteran, that's quarterback Nate Remine. Nate has been to a few camps. We've covered him at many of the camps and so forth, and he has come and trained, and we have watched him grow. What do you feel is going to be Nate's biggest struggle this season?
You know, I'm not sure if he's going to have a struggle. I think the one thing is Nate has been in the system so long that he understands the offense at a different level than the other players. So what happens with Nate is he has got to try to help get everyone else up to speed to where he is. As far as having struggles, though, I think he's unlimited. I think he's clearly one of the best quarterbacks in the southern section, probably one of the best quarterbacks really in the nation, because he's fast, he runs the ball well, he throws exceptional, he has great reads, and he's a tremendous leader. So I think that, you know, there's only success in his future.
I agree with you there. Let's take a look at the future. Nate Remine has gone on with the college scholarship. Who's going to be your next quarterback for Upland?
I have no idea right now. I can't even get past this week of this game. We have Zach Sturdivant, who's one of the backups right now. But after this season with Nate, it's, you know, open door. Everybody's going to have an opportunity to compete. So the younger guys are all just going to have to battle for it. Right now, it's Nate, and we're just trying to get him ready to play.
Taking a look at Fox Sports West, which was on campus a lot last season, taking a look at their schedule that's coming up, they've already put out a list of the 6 games of what teams are going to televise, and they didn't mention Upland, and they put Rancho as the prime ticket. Do you feel that's going to be in your advantage as far as not having all the media here or getting, you know, sidetracking the guys, disrupting them?
Well, you know, I think where kids notice the media is like before the game starts. As far as Rancho is concerned, I really think they deserve the preseason notoriety. They have some outstanding players back from last year's team. They were clearly one of the top 2 teams we played last year, and with the number of quality players they have back, I think it's a good choice that they're on TV. Maybe we'll get on TV if we get into the playoffs. I do know that Prep Zone is doing our first game internet broadcast, so I think you'll see our name and hear us out there, but I have no problem with flying under the radar for a while.
Right. Well, here at Matchmaker Sports Media, we definitely try to support all of the Inland Empire. We don't feel like we get enough, or the kids get enough exposure just for the media, as far as the media goes, and as far as the ranking goes. I don't feel like I feel like Upland is the underdog all the time. Although they did exceptionally well last year, they had exceptional players, and yet I don't even know what the ranking is. But the last I looked, it was like 52. How do you feel about that?
Doesn't bother me at the start of the season. I mean, we're mentioned nationally, we're mentioned in the state, we're mentioned in our section, but when I talk to rankings and talk to kids about rankings, it's the same thing. And not a tackle we made last year, not a point we scored last year, not a block we threw last year is going to help us win a football game this year. So the media and that notoriety, we want to see that come after we earn it on the field this year.
I think that's a great idea. Let me say that a few of your past players I have spoken to, and one of them, our son, Kenny Lawler, wide receiver up at Cal Berkeley, wants to give you a shout out that says, "Hey Coach, how's it going?" And then Marquise Mosley out at the Colorado Buffs, he said to tell you, "Hey Coach, what's going on?" He'll see you at the UCLA game.
That's right, I plan on going to that game. It's fun. My sister lives in Colorado, so every day she reads about our players in the paper. I get a text. I got about 20 texts this afternoon when Josh Nunez got named the starting quarterback at Stanford. So it's fun for me as a coach to see our former players go out there and represent so well.
We agree with you, and I too have family out in Colorado, so I've kind of got my family all hyped up on the 3 amigos, meaning Dante, Abram, and Christian Powell and Marquise Mosley, and we look forward to see the big things that they're going to do out there, along with Kenny Lawler out in Cal. But there was a lot of kids that got scholarships, and you know, that's the important thing, is that to get their education paid for. So with academics being such an importance to obtaining a scholarship, Coach, tell me what you would say to those that, you know, are wanting to play football at the next level.
Well, here's the main thing I say to them all the time. If you're a good citizen and you do what you're supposed to do in the classroom, there's teachers here at most schools really want to help. My attitude has always been, if you take care of it in the classroom first, and when you cross the track to get on the football field later in the afternoon, having taken care of everything in the classroom during the day, you got a happy football player out on the football field. The only time we seem to struggle with players on the field is when they're frustrated about what's going on in the classroom. So it's got to be a connection between parent, teacher, coach, and player, and it all has to tie together in order for kids to be successful.
All right, Coach, I do want to thank you for your time, taking some time out this afternoon with Matchmaker Sports Media. We want to wish you good luck this season. And is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Well, to all my players, I mean, to Kenny and Marquise and Josh and Dante, and we got Asan Hirbor out in Arizona State. I'm really looking forward to DVR and all those Pac-12 games and watching the kids play.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to filming and watching you play this season and take control of this Baseline League.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.